Okay, hello, sir. I hope you're doing well. I'm here to do the video, and I hope you enjoy it. For discourse communities, what concept stood out the most when thinking about discourse community? For me, it was like there's so much that happens behind the scenes. Normally, when we're in a discourse community, we normally don't see the factors that happen behind it. We just look at what we see visually. But when you know about like what really like the type of things to talk about and what they mean and how we communicate with each other. It's good to know like just there's so much happens. There's so much things that happen inside of discourse community. For question number 2, how will you use your knowledge of discourse community when you leave the university? For me, by being able to observe a discourse community and how to interpret the information and what to do and how to understand it better, it would be easier for me to basically familiarize myself with communities that I come encounter with that I have no idea about. Being able to understand just how the information works and stuff will give me that advantage in learning how to use other discourse communities. For question number 3, discuss how your knowledge of this community can help you during your time at the university. It will help a lot because I know what to look for in a community. So basically, if I have no idea about something in a paper or something or a certain class, knowing how the discourse community works and what they use to communicate with each other will help me out in ways that I still don't know of. For genre analysis, we're here for what did you discover about your career major based on the genre analysis you conducted. For me, it was that it's not as easy as people interpret the stuff that goes in front of the scenes. For my major was basically occupational therapist, but I'm doing the closest thing to it was like a nurse. It's basically the same thing, somewhat the same thing. But when we go to a nurse, we just go there and we think that they're just writing down notes on the paper and stuff and just doing it. We think it's not much, but when you get to observe what they actually do, for example, they write soap notes for nurses. So they basically prepare everything for the doctor. That way the doctor could just go in there, take a look at what you might have, and they just take a look at it and found it. It makes it easier. It makes it easier for them. So there's a lot of things that happen in the discourse community. For question number 3, 2, how will you use your knowledge of genre analysis when you leave the university? Knowing how a genre works will help me with my future jobs that I'm going to do. For example, working at a hospital, I'm already going to know how to write soap notes, and that puts me in an advantage over others that do not know how to write one. I'll have a better chance of getting that, promotion or whatever. For number 3, discuss how your knowledge of genre can help you during your time at the university. By knowing what to look for in a genre will benefit me for future classes and projects I will be doing. So whatever class I might have, for example, whatever major I have, classes that I do not know, read a lab report or something. By knowing what is needed for the genre, I'll be able to, I'll be able to, I'll basically know what to look for and make my paper good without having to ask for much help. Okay, the event. Discuss how the concept of discourse communities and genre analysis help you in getting your event done. Knowing which people to target and what kinds of language to use at the appropriate time. So basically, my group did donation center at church. So we used adequate language, and it was based on the timing and place and audience. So for example, at our church, we're not gonna be saying yo, what's up, motherfucker, or whatever those bad words and stuff. We can't be doing that because that's basically, it doesn't fit the appropriate time. You can be with your friends, and they just come into the gym, you can be saying let's get that fucking pump, boy, or some shit. But obviously you're not gonna be saying that at the church, because these they don't overlap or they don't match, They just be rude. Discuss the different ways that you use writing to plan your next creative event. We looked at the community, or first we looked at what we're gonna do. like a donation thing, whatever. We looked at the community, and then we planned what would be an adequate way of being able to do it there. Like for example, the donation center. We're not gonna put like fucking donate at this motherfucking place because you can't. It's just horrible. So we used that district community. We then used a poster to target our audience in an appropriate way, and we finally planned what type of genre we would be doing. Okay. For what languages did you use when planning and executing your event? We use, I guess, verbal language and gestures with a lot of smiles. Why a lot of smiles? Because when we smile, we show a sign of welcoming, a sign of thankfulness for what they're doing, It all expressed with gestures, and that actually helps a lot. If you think about it, if you think about the facts between smiling, like it changes a lot of people's attitudes towards you. Okay, discuss your overall experiences, thoughts, and feelings towards the event. I felt really good about the project, as well as my group members, because we will be able to help even in the littlest way possible. It might not be something, but for someone else, it might be the world. It all starts with something. For learning, what moments of your experience in this course stand out as the most significant learning experience? For me, it would have to be the discourse community, because although I did do it without knowing, it was good to know that all these things happen behind, like without the thought of it happening, and it really opened my eyes to see the bigger picture. And for anything in particular, you can go anywhere, any discourse community, and it'll be different, because it's hard to explain, Once you know about what happens or how they communicate, it really opens your eyes to see just how the world in general, communicates with each other. What did you learn from mistakes and failures? For me, there isn't such mistakes that I learned, because mistakes, anyone does mistakes, even teachers. For me, I think mistakes are feedback, like how you said, sir. They're basically teachings undercover. I like to call them. That's what I like to call mistakes. Teachings undercover. What did you learn from success? For me, it was that in the end, like, hard work does pay off, but you have to be willing to work for it. Because from all these experiences that we did, like from discourse community to genre and whatever in the project, it takes a lot of effort to be able to do this stuff. You can't just be like, like everybody thinks English is really easy, but in general, you actually have to put in work to actually pass the class, because it does take effort. Okay, what will you continue to think about as you conclude your first year writing experience? About what will you continue to think about your experience? I will continue to think about different types of ways that we can find, different types of writing and genre analysis and language and stuff. Like, how can we actually improve these lessons to perfect in a way? Because I know it will. I know that this class by itself is not enough to actually perfect your skills in these courses or whatever. You need to actually keep on thinking about it and trying to improve in order to improve. Alright, sir. It was a little bit quick, I know. Sorry about that. But I want to thank you for the year you have given me. You're the only teacher I had for 2 semesters. And thank you for the opportunity to show me your teachings and stuff. I really learned a lot from you. I'm not really good with goodbyes like you, so I just like to say, I hope you do good. I hope we see each other later on or whatever. And actually, I probably will end up hitting you up again for some essays in my future classes, because I really will need help with those teachings. So, not a goodbye, sir, but rather, see you later. Thank you.